Hey guys, Ambience here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat Night 6 on Five Nights at Freddy's, so let's go ahead and get into it. Night 6, of course, is a bonus night that unlocks after beating the main game. I've already made guides for Night 5 and everything before it, so if you have not gotten to this point yet, be sure to watch those guides first. In my previous guides, I went a little bit more in-depth into the strategy that I'm using, so on this video, it's pretty much the same, so I think I'm just going to be doing a quick recap of the overall strategy and then talking about some backups and failsafes, as well as a few bits of information about how the AI works that I may have forgotten to mention so far. You are going to want to raise the camera a lot early on, up until an animatronic enters the hallways. This is to keep Freddy and Foxy locked in place for as long as possible. There's no reason not to do it. Around here, you are going to want to start checking the lights. We are going to be only checking one light and then raising the monitors. So we're going to be doing light, camera, light, camera, light, camera, and just repeat this basically for the entire night, and you should be fine. However, there are going to be some backups and failsafes that we can use just in case something goes wrong. Maybe you made a error mechanically, maybe you just have really bad RNG and Foxy was able to advance further than he should have. Anyway, we are going to be talking about some backups and failsafes should you not keep Freddy and Foxy locked in place for the entire night. You will know when Freddy moves as you will hear his laughter. This means that he has moved one room. He moves from the show stage to the dining area, to the restrooms, to the kitchen, to the east hall, to the east hall corner, at which point he will be right outside your office. Every time you hear him laugh, he has moved one room, and it will always be in the order that I just said. Always remember what camera he is currently on in order to know what camera he moved to. You can do this without even knowing necessarily what camera he's on by looking at the camera. All you have to do is keep track of how many times he laughs. If he laughs 2 times, then he is in the restrooms. If he laughs 4 times, he is in the east hall, and so on and so forth. Once Freddy reaches the east hall corner, our strategy is going to change entirely. Once Freddy is in the east hall corner, flipping off the east hall corner camera at all will result in Freddy entering the office and killing you if the right door is open. This means actually switching off of the camera, not just lowering the monitor. So if I'm on the east hall corner and I switch to show stage, then Freddy would kill me if he was in the east hall corner and if the door was open. What we are going to do to prevent this is every time that we have to check another camera, mostly Pirate's Cove, that's the only camera you would really need to check aside from the West Hall, which I'll explain why you would need to check that in a little bit. But what we would do in this scenario is we would close the right door like this, flip over, flip back, open this if Chica's not there, and repeat. So let me go back to the show stage. So, yeah, you are going to want to keep the right door closed whenever flipping off of the east hall corner camera when Freddy is there. But ideally, we should be able to prevent him from ever getting there. Even if he leaves the show stage, he still has quite a while to go before arriving at the east hall corner. So Freddy should never reach that point on anything before Night 7, anything before 420 mode. And now we're going to talk about Foxy a little bit more, some backup strategies that you can potentially use for him. Let's say you get unlucky and Foxy starts inching forward and eventually he manages to leave Pirate's Cove and starts running down the hallway. First, you need to even figure out that he's gone. In order to do this, of course, you have to check the Pirate Cove camera, as there are no sound cues that will actually tell you when Foxy has left Pirate's Cove. What you're going to want to do in this scenario, let's say Foxy was standing outside of Pirate's Cove the last time we looked, so we know that he's going to run pretty soon. Whenever you suspect that he may have run, you're going to want to close the right door, if Freddy's in the east hall corner, of course, so you don't need to otherwise. Flip over here, and if the curtains are open, then you're going to want to check the west hall. What this will do is it will instantly trigger Foxy's attack, and you may wonder, why would we want to trigger Foxy's attack? Keep in mind, this is assuming you have the left door closed. Always close the left door, rather, sorry. Always close the left door before you check the west hall, under any circumstances. And you may wonder why we want to trigger Foxy's attack instantly. It seems like a weird thing to want. Like, why would you want an animatronic to attack you and then reset quicker? The answer is simply control. If we check Pirate's Cove and the curtains are empty, Foxy could attack in 2 seconds. He could attack in 25 seconds. We don't know when he left unless we just checked recently. So, after 25 seconds, Foxy will run down the hallway and he will attack you if the left door is open. We don't want to be wondering when he's going to arrive and holding the left door closed for 25 seconds when we don't need to. we want to check the West Hall, which will instantly trigger Foxy's attack after he's left Pirate's Cove, and he will instantly come barreling down the hallway and will arrive at the door. If the left door is closed, he will bang on the door, and we can successfully open it. You can actually open it in the middle of him banging on the door. The sound effect will continue, but he will not enter the office. As soon as you hear the sound cue, he's already hit the door and reset the Pirate Cove. Sometimes, when he resets to Pirate Cove, he can reset to his peeking stage instead of the curtains are closed stage when he's on very high AI levels. So, keep in mind there is some potential that Foxy may be peeking out of the curtain instantly when he resets. No need to worry about it as long as you can keep him locked in place for a while. Another thing that I think most players know about, but some beginners may not be fully aware of, is that Foxy drains power every time that he hits the door, and it increases every single time. The first time Foxy hits the door, he drains 1% power, which it can sometimes make the difference on a 420 mode run, but it's almost always going to be not really noticeable at all. But when he hits the door a second time, that's when you start having problems. This time, it drains 6% power, so you've lost a total of 7% power from Foxy by this point. That spells death on a 420 mode run, and it can spell death on a night 5 or 6 run if you're running low on power. Any run, in fact. Any night. You can be on night 1. And if he knocks twice, it's very, very unlikely he'd knock twice. But if he does for some reason, then you might lose tonight if you're low on power. So, you need to constantly be aware of that, and that's actually the main reason why we try to keep Foxy from arriving. He is peeking now. I thought that the curtains would be closed, but sometimes you just get bad RNG, sometimes he peeks out early. I explained a bit more about how Foxy's AI affects him in the Night 5 guide. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check out the Night 5 guide. I explained quite a bit more about it in there. And yeah, you're pretty much just going to want to do a strategy for the entire night, and Freddy and Foxy shouldn't really give you any problems as long as you're doing it optimally. It might take some practice to get the rhythm, and it definitely takes some mechanics, but it will allow you to beat Night 6 pretty much any time. Should allow you to beat it with the power on, unless you get really unlucky. And one more thing that I wanted to talk about is how animatronic resets work, like where they go when they hit the door and you block them out. Foxy, I already talked about, he resets the Pirate's Cove, either in Stage 1 or Stage 2, where he's peeking out. Bonnie and Chica are a little bit different. Once they leave the door, they will reset to the dining area every single time, regardless of if it's Bonnie or Chica. They will always reset to the dining area. And Freddy is the last one. What he will do when you close the right door and he's in the East Hall corner and he moves forward because you're not watching the camera, what he will do is reset out to the East Hall, not the dining area, so he barely moves at all. It is a strategy that you can use to have Freddy teleport out to the East Hall so that you're in no danger of being killed by him until he moves again, but I would not recommend it. It's a little bit hard to set up and the payoff is very small, so I would not recommend it. Just deal with him while he's in the East Hall corner. It's easier. And ideally, of course, before 420 mode, we want to prevent it from getting there, or moving at all even, at all costs. If Freddy were to laugh right now, what I would do is instantly switch to the dining area camera, and I would start viewing that instead. Let's go ahead and take a look at Pirate's Cove here. Foxy is standing, so we have had some bad RNG here, even though we are raising the camera pretty repeatedly. Foxy has started to move a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the stalling strategy. I'm going to say, once I hit, let's say 4% power, just because Foxy's closer than he normally is. Once I hit 4% power, I'm going to check Foxy to make sure he hasn't left yet, and I'm just going to stop moving my mouse. I'm just going to sit there and do nothing. So let's check. Still standing? Okay. I'm going to put my mouse here and do nothing. Foxy is the only animatronic who can kill me in this situation, so pretty much all we have to do is sit here and hope that we reach 6 AM, or at least the power goes out before he arrives. When the power does go out, no animatronic can kill you at that time. Freddy has to actually appear in the doorway and kill you that way. So, there we go, guys. That's Night 6. I hope I helped you guys out here. I didn't explain the strategy that we're using in depth necessarily, because I'd already explained it in depth numerous times already on previous videos. I just wanted to discuss some backup strategies and show you guys how Night 6 is a little bit harder, but it really is doable. There is going to be a 420 mode guide coming out very soon, as well as some guides on Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on if you're excited for those guides. I know I'm excited to make them. And with that, guys, Thank you for watching this guide. I hope it helped you, and I will see you in the next one.